here is losing 20% a month, right? For you to make 20% a month, this guy has to lose 20% a month, right? You lend your money, and the person who's borrowing from you pays you money. That's how it works. You give a friend $10, you tell them you have to give me 15, the friend gives you back 15. The friend paid you a 50% yield. So if this person here, the borrower, could make, let's say, if this person here who's borrowing money from you can go to the, what's it called? The United States, right? Risk-free rate. And they can borrow money here for 5% a year, right? Why would they pay you 20%? Why would they pay 4 times more to borrow money if they could just go to the United States and borrow for 5%, right? Well, the reason is because there is inherent risk underlying the fact that they are lending you this money. So what are the risks here that you face as a lender that you don't face if you lend your money for 5% to the United States? Well, let's list the risks. Smart contract risk. Smart contract risk. Third party risk. I don't know what the term is, but let's call it liquidity pool draining. I don't know what the word is, but let's just call it liquidity pool draining. And the stablecoin going to zero. And that's pretty much, I don't know, founders rug pull, right? These are the risks that you take on when you lend your money for 20% returns, right? So yeah, you can actually make higher returns lending in crypto, but there is risks that they won't explain to you that most people ignore. So you deposit your money, you get a 20% a month return or whatever. Well, what happens when the code behind the operation breaks? You know, did they code it properly? Because sometimes they don't. Third party risk. What happens if something with the founders leave the project and then they take everyone's money somehow, right? The third party somehow fucks you over. Liquidity pool draining. This is a complicated one, but generally when you lend money in crypto, it's one way is through liquidity pools, right? I don't want to really get into this one, but basically like the liquidity pool can get drained, which means that you have no way to get your money back. Stablecoin going to zero. If you lend USDT, what happens if USDT crashes and goes to zero, right? So there's a lot of risks associated with this operation that they won't tell you. And it's not necessarily a scam in this example, but it is lipstick on a pig, right? They make it seem like it's this amazing thing, but it's not. You took more risk, and that's why you get more reward. And the way I like to view these sort of setups is you earn, let's say it's 30% a year. You earn 30% per year and risk losing all your money. So the risk to reward setup is 0.3. It's 3 to 10, right? You risk 100% of your money to make 30%. In markets, in crypto especially, you want to chase asymmetric returns. You risk 50% to make 1,000%, right? That's a 20 to 1 risk to reward. That's the setup that you want, 20 to 1. You want 20% upside for every 1 risk, right? Risk to reward. But when you do farming, you risk all your money to make 30%. Because if any of these problems happen that we just listed out, smart contract risk, liquidity pool draining, your money goes to zero. So you lose everything just to make 30%. It's not worth it in my opinion, right? So let's get back to the talking points. That was a little bit of a ramble, but I think you guys will find that useful. If money, let's rehash that point. So if you make 5% a year and someone offers you a 10% return or more, Why would they take my money and not someone else's? That's sort of a separate point. But anyway, the point here, to summarize it, is if the risk-free rate is 5% and someone's giving you more than that, the reason they're giving you more than that is because there is other inherent risks which you probably don't even know exist, or you probably are ignoring. And you need to understand what these risks are so that you can weigh up what is the risk, what is the return, and the goal is that you want to find asymmetric risk to reward setups. So the only legit too good to be true investments come from networking plays where you have an edge over everyone else. So you have to consider this, right? If the baseline amount of money you can make without risk is 5% a year, and someone is offering you 20% a month returns on, let's say, like a sports betting operation or a trading bot or a yield farm, every single person on the planet would take this setup if it didn't have much risk. How many millionaires are there in the world? How many millionaires in the world? There's... Really? Wait, what's this? 60 million adults. Holy shit, that's a lot of millionaires. There is 60 million millionaires in the world in 2022, so there's probably more. 60 million millionaires. Every single person who's a millionaire has money that they need to put somewhere to try to grow it, right? And so if there's an opportunity that exists where they say, we can make you 20% a month returns with low risk, 60 million millionaires would put at least $50,000 into that. Now, let's say 60 million times 50,000, right? How much money is that? $3 trillion would be going into an opportunity that could make 20% returns monthly with low risk, right? So why you, some random person on the internet, some broke person, why would they take your money to give you a low risk 20% monthly return when there is 60 million millionaires who have more value than you because they're a millionaire? They might have businesses that they run. They might have a network that this person might want to get access to. Or maybe they're a friend of the person making the business, and the guy who runs the business that gets 20% returns, maybe he wants to only make his friends rich, right? Why would they take your money when you're some random fucking person and not someone else's? You're at the bottom of the totem pole. Why do they care about your money? Well, the reason is because it's not a good opportunity. It's too good to be true. Now, there is some examples where my friends are making 20% monthly returns or whatever with a low amount of risk. But the reason they got this opportunity was, in this example here, making 20% a month with sports betting, and he doesn't do anything, is because he is directly connected to the guy who runs the operation. And the reason the guy takes his money on and not someone else's is because they're friends and they're in the same network. And the guy who runs the business gets value from the guy who invests, my friend, because he has an insane network of all of the major influencers around the world. He's worth multiple millions of dollars at 23, and he runs many big businesses in Australia related to marketing agencies. He's got connections to modeling agencies, etc. So he's got a lot of value. So why would you, some random person on the internet with zero value, have your money get taken by this operation when that operation could just take money from people who actually provide genuine value? You know? That is why the only legit too good to be true investments will come from networking. So if you didn't have to network and really have to work hard to get access to an opportunity like this, then it's probably a scam. Let me give you an example of when it is scam. Okay, so here's an example of a bot, right? This one's called, this revolutionary NFT trading bot offers up to 15% monthly stablecoin returns with a proven track record. So basically you buy the NFT and they make an average monthly return of 9 to 12%, right? This is a scam. This is just a repackaged, this is just a classic. So this is just a scam. This is just a classic version of this pig right here. This is just this pig, right? This is just this pig. It's a auto trading business that doesn't make money, that they've turned into an NFT project to basically scam you, right? So this is the sort of shit you need to look out for. Another mindset hack, you need to understand that your favorite coin isn't going to change the world. It's just a marketing spin to convince you to never sell, because every single project's goal is to basically make you buy and make you never sell. Because if you never sell, you are the best possible outcome for this project. Because if you never sell, then they can sell and they make all the money, right? Because once the project's out, once they've sold out their positions, they don't really care. Because then it's only you that's in. If they don't hold any of the coins, they've sold them all, then it's only you. If they've sold 10 million of coins, they're all rich. They're rich now. Doesn't matter what happens after that. So their goal is to convince you to buy, hold, and let them dump on you, and then you can go and sell later when it's worth zero, right? And always remember, everyone's first priority is making $20 million, so their parents are retired, kids have generational wealth, and they can have total freedom. Every single person on the planet wants to be rich. You need to understand that you have to assume altruism with anyone in crypto, right? None of these people in crypto come here to make you rich, really. Like, obviously they would like to see everyone wealthy, but generally in crypto, for 90% of the projects and things that people build, their wealth comes at the expense of yours. They got wealthy because they took your money. So when, these people, they launch these projects, they say, we're all going to get rich together, we're going to make a big project, we're going to take over crypto. They got rich at the expense of you getting poor. That's what always happens, because it's zero sum. They make every money that someone makes, every dollar that you make, you took from someone else. So you need to understand that everyone's top priority in crypto, they're all here to make money. You need to remember this. So whenever you find a project that's like 20% yields or whatever it is, and it sounds too good to be true, you just have to remember this. They're trying to get rich. So how are they making money off of you joining? And last but not least, crypto is still the Wild West, 6 years after I originally joined. I remember when I got into crypto in like 2017, all the videos on YouTube were like, yeah, it's the Wild West, it's crazy, be careful. Nothing's changed. It's still just the same. It's just as sketchy now. And none of the concepts with any of these projects are proven. Like, we're all trying to invent the future of finance in real time and hope none of it blows up. Like, we're basically creating the railway while the train's speeding across it at like 30 miles an hour. We're like placing down the tracks as it drives. That's what we're doing with crypto. None of this shit's proven, yet we're building billions of dollars of financial infrastructure onto a track that hasn't even really been tested and built yet. So often in most of these projects, they're just rehashed scams with lipstick to make you think they're changing the world. Like that project that I showed you, the NFT trading bot. That trading bot has been a thing that scams people for 10, 20 years now. Like, the bots were around 10 years ago, and they're all just rehashed into new markets. So back then it was a Forex trading bot 10 years ago. Now it's an NFT trading bot. Soon it's going to be a friend tech trading bot. Soon it's going to be another different trading bot. It's just like repackaged scams. So yeah, this is the mindset you need to have. You need to understand that 90% of crypto is lipstick on a pig, and you need to be really, really careful that you're not getting yourself involved with one of these. Okay? So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.